guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, kindly hit the subscribe button. Okay, today we're going to be talking about the things we should do and the things we shouldn't do when trying to improve our language speaking skills. First thing we should do is actually try to build our self-confidence and get rid of self-doubt. Now, how is this important? When trying to learn a language, it is very important that you keep encouraging yourself because lack of confidence actually breeds discouragement, which reduces your zeal in learning a new language. So you should keep encouraging yourself regardless of how hard you think it is. So the next thing we're going to talk about is increasing your vocabulary. Now, how can you increase your vocabulary? By simply learning new words every day. And now it doesn't have to be so much words, right? You can simply start small. You can start with 5 words a day, and then gradually you can increase according to your strength, right? And also you have to think about places you can increase your vocabulary from, which are maybe watching movies, watching the news, listening to Russian songs, reading literature is very important. Also the dictionary, using a translator. So there's so many ways you can actually help yourself in increasing your vocabulary. And at the end of the video, I'm going to list some YouTube channels and some language apps that you can actually use to get better. So the next thing we have to talk about here is repetition. The more familiar you get with words, the more likely it is for you to remember. So you have to keep on repeating each word before you learn a new word. It's very, very crucial in understanding or improving your language speaking skills. And the fourth thing we're talking about here is practicing speaking. This is the most important part. When you learn a word, right, and you just keep on learning and learning and learning, and you don't speak, you don't practice, you're going to definitely forget all the words you've learned. So it's important that while you're learning, you're trying to speak. Okay, so that is what I talked about building your confidence earlier, because if you're very, very confident with yourself, it actually helps you when you're speaking and you don't get to overthink everything. So now let's talk about the things we shouldn't do. Now, the first thing you shouldn't do is do not be scared of making mistakes, because without mistakes, you cannot actually learn a language, okay? Get your corrections from the mistakes you make. And when you actually think about everything, it helps you get better and improve your skills, because you need to always learn new words. You need to listen, and without mistakes, you cannot understand. The next thing you shouldn't do is do not compare yourself with others. A lot of people actually forget that everyone has a different rate of understanding. So someone might actually pick up language faster than you can, but it doesn't mean anything, okay? So you should remember to always go at your pace and understand that you will eventually get there, and that slow progress is also progress. Now, like I promised, I'm going to talk about the language apps. The most popular one we all know is Duolingo. So it's very, very, very useful. It's something that I also use to help myself when I was trying to learn the language. And I also use some YouTube channels. YouTube is very, very underrated when it comes to learning a lot of things. And I really use it a lot. So I actually check out the Russian Pod 101. I check the Real Russian Club. So these are channels that have actually helped me to improve my speaking. So remember, it's not about how fast you go, but about how well you go. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.